Okay. Um, what is up, YouTube? Um, subscribe if you're not. Hit the notification bell. We are doing an alignment chart today, so this was my Beach Boys ranking, and the ones I don't really care after LA anymore. Sorry, I'm a fake fan. Today we're gonna do an alignment chart, and I already thought of what we're gonna do. It's gonna be it's gonna be like a climatological thing. So we got like cold, hot, dry, wet. So this will tell us, this will kind of give us a, yeah, this will be, and then we can put an associated Köppen climate classification onto them. Again, why is it not in chronological order? That's obnoxious. It's okay. Sunflower uh, is warm and on wet to dry. Okay, so I don't know how I'm going to describe my placements. You're just gonna have to, if I have like an example of what I mean, this is vibes based, you know. Love You is very dry and very cold. I mean, I think that's obvious. I think everyone would agree with that. All Summer Long is like cool. I'll put that in the middle, and it's a bit. Mm, it's slightly off center for wet or dry, but I don't because I mean I Get Around is like really dry, and I that almost makes me want to pull it in this direction. But I think the okay, it'll go in the middle. There we go. We already got a central one. Wild Honey is very wet, and it's pretty hot, like there. Smile. Smile is a bit wet and a bit cool. It's a pretty nice kind of rainy day. Party is dry and neutral on temperature. Today is a bit warm and a bit dry. Maybe. Mm, I think it's more warm than it is dry. I think that's okay. Friends is very wet and it's a bit cool, kind of like Smile but wetter. LA Light album, it's hot, but it's hotter than Sunflower. It's like Wild Honey levels, but it's wet but not that wet. What am I talking about? Okay, Surf and Safari. Surf and Safari is a bit cool and kind of neutral on wet to not wet. Pet Sounds is very wet and it's kind of chilly. All right. Shut Down, Volume 2. Uh, a bit wet, a bit cool. It's kind of like, I think it's like here. I don't care, I don't care. 15 Big Ones, my favorite one. It's warm and it's kind of dry, but not like that dry. It's like here. 2020 is cool and wet, but not that cool and not that wet. Something like, I think this is good actually. That's nice. Okay, Summer Days. I was just listening to a lot of California Girls on the car. Um, uh, anyways, yeah, this is what we're doing. So Summer Days is kind of neutral on temperature, and it's kind of in the same spot as All Summer Long, but I don't want to cover it up. So I'll really think about how it leans. I would say it leans wet and it leans warm. So yeah, like that. Surfer Girl is wet and cold. Like it's like kind of honestly like that. It's kind of an extreme wet and cold album. 50, oh my goodness. MIU is a bit wet and a bit warm, kind of like here. We got a lot in the middle. That kind of sucks. I want extreme. We got two extreme ones in the corners. Christmas album is warm and dry. Surfing USA, warm and dry. Hot even. Hot and very dry. Oh, I forgot Little Deuce Coupe because, yeah, remember, I don't care about the ones that release in a year of 198X or bigger. Little Deuce Coupe is slightly cold, but let's just say neutral on wet and dry. Okay, Carl and the Passions is a bit warm, but neutral on wet and dry. Surf's Up is wet and cold, not as not as cold as Surfer Girl. Smiley Smile is kind of slightly wet and kind of chilly. And lastly, oh well, okay, we're not even gonna put Mount Vernon. That's not a real album. As I don't dislike it, but you know, uh, Holland is also Holland is also cool and wet, but not that much. We have kind of a line here going on. So I'm gonna think about if I what I want to do next. So I'm gonna pause this. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. I'm just gonna assign these climate types. So actually, let me instead screenshot this. For some reason, this has been being stupid. Like it's not normal anymore. Enter, sure. Okay, now here. There we go. Um, can I just? Okay, wait. Make that go like that. Now this. Uh, okay. You go here. You go here. All right. That looks good. So. Oh, you can't put text in. It's whatever. I'll just write on it. Okay, so we'll start with megathermal. Megathermal climates are these. They start with A. They're also called tropical, but so the megathermal climates are pretty much only found within the tropics. The equator's like right here. The tropics are like here. South Florida is a megathermal climate. It's like a pretty untropical megathermal. Untropical as in farther away from the equator. So we'll start with that. So, okay, and then B is deserts. So we have the H and the K means hot and cold. So these ones like are kind of like as hot as these ones, but also like because humidity makes it feel hotter, these ones are actually less. You know, this is not a scientific analysis. These are less hot because AF is like super humid. Yeah. Anyways, so let's look at the megathermal. So that's going to be mostly hot and wet. So wild honey is just the jungle, the tropical rainforest. So let's just write AF. I tried to make my own classification system once, and I've tried to make a lot, and it's difficult to make one that's different enough to be useful for any reason. So we're still in this hot, wet area. But okay, wait. You know what I'm going to do? This is not going to be very scientific at all. But I'm going to kind of draw lines and be like, if you're above this, you're hot, or if you're. So let's just say that. So these, I mean, okay. So the savannah is not. It's not a desert, but it's not. How do I want to do this best? Do you know the best way? Okay, wait. I'm gonna think about this and come back. Okay. Look at like how. I don't know. And why am I so crooked? Like why the camera really makes me aware of how crooked I am. Anyways, we got Excel up. We got A B C D E. We're gonna start with F. So we got wild honey. Uh, Wild honey just is a rainforest, tropical rainforest. Do we have any monsoon climates? So the monsoon climate specifically has a monsoon season. The monsoon climate has to be pretty wet, and I don't see any that are like that. This one we got. So we have two savannas. Um, they're so okay. When you see a W and when you see an S in climate classification, basically, so like the W means that it's a dry winter, right? And then the S would mean it's a dry summer. Is that right? Yes. So the letter that it is dry for that season. So we have two savannas, dry for winter, dry for summer. Um, Dry for winter is like a normal place because I live in a normal place where it's drier in the winter. Um, I don't even understand how it could be wetter in the winter, you know? Anyways. But so do we are any of these hot enough? Is MIU even hot enough? Oh, well we can look. No, this is cold. I'm stupid. Sorry. Is MIU hot enough to be a savanna? I don't think so. Is LA hot enough to be a savanna? Yes, LA is actually the hottest one. And so we'll just say, is LA more of a Mediterranean climate, which is a dry summer, or is it normal, which is the dry winter? It's hard to disconnect these things from California, and California is a dry summer area, so we're just going to put it here. All right. My throat, my. Oh, wait. Do you know what I just realized? This setup does not make any sense at all. Because, look, F and. Okay. You know what? I'm just going to stop the video here.